Okay, thanks for everyone showing up. We're doing our with the rules of engagement of online meetings. I'm wondering if anyone would be willing to jot some
I'm
quick
already,
notes and.
I'm already doing
Or,
it.
oh,
Great.
excellent! That's great. Thank you, John.
Uh,
So John will be our note taker. So let's see what happens to what are we doing after that? After we do that, public comment period. Thank you very much, public. Moving right along. The thing after that, I wanted to review and approve the minutes. I send out the link for that. I don't know whether anyone has had a chance to look at them or whatever. I don't remember who was our note taker last time at the moment. I guess we can find out from looking at the minutes, but right there. Okay. Says here, yeah, committee operations, Lori resigned. Graham was. Excellent job, Graham. Jerry, welcome. So Jerry, we are on the business of reviewing and approving the minutes. So I would take a motion to approve the minutes.
I
One
move
second.
to approve the minutes.
Okay, a second.
I'll second.
Excellent. So the minutes are on the table. Any discussion on the minutes? Any corrections or things we need to do with them? Hearing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor of approving the minutes as submitted by our magnificent scribe Graham, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the minutes are approved as submitted. Thank you very much, Graham. So then I need to move on to something else, I guess. I'll go through the things for this. All right. So after this, the only thing I really wanted to definitely include on the agenda tonight is any planning we have for the EV event. I think things are more or less in as much order as we're going to get them. For our annotated copy, which I believe I sent to you guys and is certainly available here within the minutes, I included some sub items under that I kind of didn't send out. So as of right now, we are scheduled for the 18th. As far I'm pretty all but certain that Catherine has got it all set up for us. I'm counting on it. She said it was good to go. We were good to go, and we were good to go for 3 to 6 this time. So we need to get there a little bit ahead of time to set up. Then, other than that, it sounds like, according to Dwight, we haven't got any people from Vermont Gas or otherwise. I believe, Ravi, you did get some participation from Green Mountain. Is that right?
That is correct. Yep, they will be there, and I believe they are emailing. They have some list of EV owners, and they will be emailing that list to see if people can bring their vehicles and attend.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to put out a thing inviting people to come and bring their EVs. I guess I'm willing to throw that in the front porch forum tomorrow if no one else is, but we'll get to that in a minute. After that, food trucks. I don't know, John. You said that we hadn't had any bites on that. Pardon the mixed metaphor there, but
Yeah. So I don't know why. So I sent out, I don't know how many emails. Interestingly enough, some of the people who said never replied to me are
yeah,
actually scheduled to come to the Friday food truck, next week. So I can only assume those were polite no's.
or
Just
impolite nose.
or impolite no's. Yeah, I did get actually one person. A lot of people actually, and this is what Anton told me. After the long list, a lot of people the food trucks just come and go. They don't even operate anymore. So a lot of these people probably don't even have a food truck. I got someone got in touch with me um, just yesterday actually and said she stopped operating her food truck in 2023, but she did give me a list of people that she knows have food trucks operating. I will send out. It's kind of late, but anyway, I'll send out an email to them actually right after this, and then we'll be good to go. But
Well,
I think honestly, I wouldn't hold my breath. The response
yeah.
has not been I think maybe it's 3 to 6 p.m. Maybe the time slot, is a little different from a Friday night. Uh, Probably a lot of these people are at work and then they do their food trucks at night, so on the weekends is my guess. I'm not sure.
Pretty similar to the farmer's market, though. That's almost the exact slot that the farmer's
Oh yeah,
market
that's a
uses.
good point. Yeah, I can't give you. I've been sort of updating the list. I don't know if you saw. I put the food truck list on the Underhill website,
Okay,
on
did not
our
see that. Yeah.
UEC, yeah,
Yeah.
website. So just for future reference, and I've sort of been trying to cross off who never replied to me and who's there and who
Yeah.
doesn't operate a food truck anymore. But
Yeah, we were kind of late to this party, and I think that I'd like to after we do this one, I'd like to begin addressing, A, whether we do another, and B, if we do, what we do. I think that there are some real possibilities of doing other interesting things there that could be a little bit more expansive, and I'd like to talk with folks about it. But I don't think we need to spend any real time on that this evening. I think just focusing on getting there. I think that's great. If you send some stuff out, just say we're having this event. If you want to come by, food trucks are welcome. When
yep,
I put my notice in, I will not say food trucks. I will just say the EV event. And if food trucks are there, then so much the better. If one or more food trucks is there, so much the better. And we'll just I'll get my dinner there too. So,
yeah.
or, well, depending on what it is, I'll get my dinner there.
And Michael, can you remind me how many people would we expect to come?
Well, when we were here before, we probably had maybe a dozen vehicles, and obviously all of those had drivers.
Right,
And we had several other people come along to, staff a couple of booths. We had the GMP and we had the Drive Electric Vermont, which also I'll report on that in a minute. And then I think we had about a similar or a few more people. So we might have, a couple of dozen people come through over the course of the. But of course, if we made a bigger presentation, if we had, we made it into a bigger event, including food trucks,
right.
that number might very well increase significantly. I could imagine it increasing significantly if there was the opportunity to do a much more elaborate event. So I would say that, say 2 to 3 dozen people involved at this point, including
Okay,
the vehicle owners. Right now, that would be my guess. There
yeah,
were,
okay.
yeah,
I didn't know if like that's what you know folks
yeah,
consider. When they do these things, they obviously want to make their efforts worth it, right? So
yeah.
I
I
don't know.
agree, but I've seen that many people at the farmers market on a few light days. So
Yeah,
I've seen 2 or 3 dozen people, visitors. Of course, there's also the people on and the booths and stuff like that. So that would close to double that. But
yeah.
anyway, so it just
Okay,
but I think that if we publicize it and we know that food trucks are coming, then that adds an interesting thing to that. So
yeah. Well, I'll send these out
okay,
again. We'll make a last stab at it. And there's
great,
actually she sent a lot like that I wasn't on my list, so there are like 4 or 5. So we'll see if we get any hits, and I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
great. That's great. Also, as far as I know, Drive Electric Vermont is coming. They sent an email and just asked for a confirmation. I have only recently sent the confirmation, so I haven't gotten the confirmation confirmed. But I'm, anticipating that they'll be there as well. So Drive Electric Vermont and Green Mountain Power should be there, and we'll be there. I'm hoping that Steve will be able to show up with his Bolt, and I got a Bolt to bring, and I'm sure there will be some other vehicles that people can bring. I'll put out the call for vehicles and let people know that things are going to be going on. So, and I can do that tomorrow, I guess. Something to do tomorrow, just what I need. So that said, that's the publicity piece. I'll send it out tomorrow. Team who can make it. I'm planning on being there. I don't know if who else might be planning on being able to be there.
I'll be there. Michael, do you want the table and the tent
We
and
need
your
the
chair?
table, chairs, and tent. If you
Got it.
can get it, that would be great, Jerry.
What
I really
time?
appreciate it. It's 3 to, we should probably get there by, between 2:30, quarter 3. The event is anticipated to be 3 to 6.
The whole
I will
shebang.
not. Sorry, I won't be able to go, and I think Dwight indicated that he cannot go as either in his email.
I think that's correct, right?
Yeah, I can't make it either, Michael. I will be traveling that day.
Okay, so Jerry and I will be holding the fort. Maybe Steve will be able
TBD
to.
sort of for me,
Yeah,
depending on childcare, etc. And I'll be
yeah, you bet.
coming
Well,
from
kids always
coming from
welcome,
Waterbury. I'll be coming from yeah, I'll be coming from Waterbury late afternoon, so I'll hope to make it or at least stop in.
Yeah,
But
that'd be great, Graham. Yeah.
dependent. And I did too. I'll just add, and it might kind of be spur of the moment. I put the invitation out to Suncommon and have one individual that's interested to some degree about having a little tent booth there if we still want additional, but they're sort of on the fence, and I think kind of, yeah, depending on the
Sure.
uncertainty of the
Yeah, if they're
attendance. So
yeah, all right, you gotcha. Yeah. But if they're interested, I think we can do it on the fly basis.
mhm.
We don't need a strong commitment from them. We've got the two main players plus us, and I'm
Mhm.
anticipating some participation from Jericho. I'll put that out to Kathy and so on as well. I don't know what Jericho will or won't do at this point, but at least if they get us this place, we'll work with that. So and hopefully they'll also put out some publicity. So that said, so the program, we haven't got really any other program other than this. I don't know what we want to kind of be sort of handing out for information. All of the information we have for EVs would basically be drive electric, and it would be not as updated as whatever drive electric would be bringing. So I'm not quite sure what we might hand out. We've got that great display, the table cloth thing, so that'll be nice. Maybe some kind of cider and donuts or something like that. I don't know. What do you think?
That's not a bad idea, Michael. Just a few cider donuts, small glasses of cider, just to bring people in to talk to you and Jerry and
Yep.
let them know you were.
Yeah, I could get a gallon of cider and pick up a box or two of donut holes or something like that and bring them over and
I
let
like,
people come in.
I like that idea.
Okay, I'll do that. That's going to be our program because I don't see any reason to try to bring our literature. I mean, we can maybe bring some literature about the Underhill Energy Committee a little bit. I have a brief write up and stuff like that that we could have available for people who are interested in it. Since Dwight isn't here now and will not be here then, it'll be tough to kind of fold in the anything on the weatherization program, which people are probably beginning to think about, just about now. This is about when I would expect people would be beginning to get interested in that. So, but I'll wait till he materializes again or something like that. And I hope that if we do this in the future, that might be part of what we do. So, that said, I think we're as good to go as we can. I will confirm with Catherine. I will, put something in Front Porch Forum, just letting people know that, the event is occurring and asking EV people to bring their EVs and, if they want to talk to people and show off how cool they are, treat it as a third annual. This would be our third annual. So, and just go with that. If people are good with that.
Sounds good.
Great. I have nothing more on that. So that said, we can move on to the next item. I don't know if any members have any other business they want to deal with. At some point, we need to, Graham, I know you brought up the pavilion. I have heard nothing. And as far as I know, that's really not in my, I don't know, lap, bailiwick, whatever right now. It's in, some combination of Tom and Brad and the rec committee, either Anton and or Rob. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. If you want, I can inquire, or you sent it to Brad too, didn't you? And you sent it to those guys as well. Your email
Yes.
request.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe there's a email, some correspondence going around, and I guess just I'll provide a quick update there, aside from nothing much to report, but the update is I hadn't heard from anyone for a couple weeks, and so just today um, pinged folks and just said, hey, what's the timeline, or has there been any progress made in actually creating some sort of even rough plan for the structure itself? That's really what, in my mind, we need to jumpstart this thing and resubmit for bids. So crickets at this point, I would say, and I'll keep bugging folks.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And
Thanks.
but yeah, I don't know that there's a necessity for others to chime in unless we want to really,
Yeah. Full court
really,
press from the energy committees. That'll really make them sit up and take notice, don't they?
And
Well, all
this,
I know is if this has got to be bid, this has got to be budgeted by the end of this year.
Yeah,
If we
yeah.
don't,
Time
we
is
lose the
not
funds.
on our side. We've got a
Not
little
now.
bit of
Not
time
anymore.
left, but
Right.
and we're talking
We
about
aren't
the
dead in the
canopy at
water,
Moore
but
Park.
we really need to
what's
get.
that, John?
Sorry, just for the minutes, we're talking about the canopy at Moore Park, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Correct.
The solar
Yep.
pavilion arrangement at Moore Park, right? So yeah, great. Bug them if you will. Maybe remind them that ARPA funds expire at the end of the year, and if we got to bid this, we can't sit on it. It'll be gone.
Mhm.
So if they want to just flush $40,000 down the $49,000 down the toilet, that's their business, I guess.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
thought
Not like we had.
last time I spoke with Brad, I thought he said balls in our court just to put up whatever size we think is best.
That doesn't. Yeah. I mean, I, we're constrained to whatever they build, and we
Okay,
need to know what
got
they're
it.
building, and
Got it.
that's kind of the crux at the moment. I don't see it being worth putting out requests for bids if we don't like. It's just shot in the dark, and it's not going to be
Right.
too
That was
helpful.
my understanding. We were waiting for dimensions on the structure,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and we
I
were
feel
going
like if we can get that, and we can get bids, and we can get we get to that point, that's by the end of the year, and get it allocated.
yeah, we got an
Forget.
accepted bid. I think we're all right. We can make the
Yeah.
case that we've got it programmed, but otherwise,
Yeah.
we just basically we're sending 45 for whatever it is $1,000 back to the feds.
Would it be helpful if I called Tom Moore, Graham, and
Yeah, I mean, I think I haven't had any direct contact with him, and I think just because I don't have contact info, and sort of didn't know um, what the protocol would kind of be there, I guess is.
yeah, I
But
mean, I
they're the
said
ones that are
at
kind of
this
so.
point we
But totally up to you. I have no problem with
okay.
that going right to the source. Just say, hey, there was so not to belabor the conversation, but there it sounded like Brad had in this correspondence that recent correspondence Brad had he was going to assist in actually drawing up some stuff for them. So I really don't, obviously he's got a ton of stuff he's working on
Graham,
too.
could you just forward anything that you've gotten recently on that? I will see if I can contact him and just say remind them of the time sensitivity of the ARPA funding associated with this.
Yeah.
and let them. And if there is something that we're supposed to be doing, we don't know what it is at the moment. So let us know.
Yep, and I'll call Tom as well, and we'll put the full
Great.
court press on.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, that such as it is. I'm sure that the whole town will snap right too. And Graham, I think this is small town Vermont. We don't have protocols here. We don't even know what the word means here. Okay, we got anything else we want to cover? I'd like to talk at some point about the solar, but without Steve to help with that, I don't know. I know he was basically carrying the ball on that most
His,
recently, and I haven't.
it seemed like his most recent email was more or less suggesting that maybe there was such a small pool of folks that had the property to be able to develop sizable 50 kW or whatever, solar farm, but that there was a battery option for some of the land that the town owned. I don't know if there was probably sent out a month ago or so, and I hadn't really responded to him directly, but I don't know. I think it seemed like it was, the solar was maybe petering a little bit, but that there was a larger scale storage
Yeah,
option.
well, I like the idea of doing something with storage. I must admit, at the minute, I'm kind of in the midst of three whirlwinds, with this EV thing being one of them, and so I'm not able to pick it up, but I will after I'll go back and see if I can find out what's going on, and maybe we can convene another solar group. This doesn't have time sensitivity to it so much, it seems. We can shilly-shally around with this as much as we want, but so hopefully not totally. John.
Um, just just a quick thing on the weatherization. Dwight's not here, but we've talked. He's gave me some open dates that he has in October, and we'll be sending out emails um, to start scheduling those. Um, so we're going to start with the people who were still on the list from last year that we didn't get to, and if no one responds, then we'll open it up to Front Porch Forum.
I've got 3 dates, 10/16, 10/18, and 11/3,
Yep.
but I don't know who or what time.
Neither do I. Yeah, we'll nail down the dates first, and then once we get some people to respond, we can sort of start scheduling times with Dwight.
So
Thank you.
it does seem like the EV event would be a good opportunity to put out some information about it if we had it. Should I contact Dwight and just see if we've got
Oh yeah,
something to?
that's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, we should definitely do that. I, yeah, I can I can email him. I'll email him right after we're done.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
That would be great. And if he can just give us, I mean, if he can't show up, that's fine. But if he can give us some information and, or a sign up sheet or whatever, and we can just, have it sitting there with the cider and donuts, and at least we'll have something to say other than Drive Electric Vermont's
Yeah,
handouts.
I think because I think we made up a little something for one of these events last year or something like that. I don't know if we
Yeah,
still
there
have.
is one lurking around. So, but I want to make sure we got everything is right and so
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I want
Okay.
to make sure we're all up to date and so on. So
I don't have it.
great. What's that, Jerry?
I said, I don't think I have it, that
Yeah,
information.
I think we used it at the town meeting.
That's what it was.
Yeah, so I may have it lurking around here somewhere, but I want to make sure that whatever I have, is totally relevant and fits within Dwight's parameters. He's been good enough to give give us his expertise on all this, and don't want to be running afoul of any of this. So, but you'll check on that, right, John?
Yep.
Great, thank you. Okay, we got anything else to deal with, or should we? I mean, next month, we can just pick up our regular stuff. I'll be putting out a regular agenda and kind of basically dealing with the things that are currently on our plate, weatherization, solar. I'd like to talk about how we want to handle the future of like either farmers market or the EV events. Especially if we stick with farmers market, I'd like to find some way to do something more than just sort of sit there and look pretty. I mean, Jerry, I know you and I are as pretty as can be, but somehow it isn't. They aren't flocking to us, like they do to a Swiftie concert. So,
You need the red door.
well, the red door doesn't hurt. That's for darn sure. But nonetheless, I'd like to, think. I thought maybe we could figure out a way to do solar s'mores or something. I don't know. Whatever. We can just something to sort of give it a. I know when Robbie brought probably the best time we had, the two things. One was when we had the Mo Electric folks, and the other time that we did really well was when Robbie brought all the coloring stuff and the kids were there coloring, and so that so some kind of activity and stuff to engage people and something other than just me and Jerry trying to look pretty. So, which is becoming increasingly difficult with the years. I don't know about you, Jerry, but for me anyway. So, okay, that said, I got nothing else. Does anybody else have anything they want to bring up or pass along, or should we pass it and head out to dinner?
I'll just say what, Michael, I just sent you, I found an old draft of the weatherization program that I sent you a while back. I just sent it to you and Dwight, so
Great.
you can both have it and you can update it.
Great, thank you.
Yep.
I didn't even go look. So that said, if we got nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor of dinner, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. See whoever can make it on the 18th. Please feel free to just drop by, even if you can't, like staff or something like this. If you're around, just want to see what's going on. So anyway, have a good dinner, and thanks everyone for everything on all this, and we'll pick up next week.